Hello fellow druids, going to do another perfect drop episode. So just real quick, these episodes I look at lists. What I've been doing so far is pretty much going off the discountgamesinc.com/tournaments listing and picking some lists that have done well in tournaments. I may at some point draw lists from other places as well, but that one's been convenient to sort of have this mental exercise. And then I will come up with a list that is either something present in Circle already or something that is easy to conceptualize or that I'll explain and why it's the perfect answer to that. Typically, the way I approach this is just a straight one-to-one correlation, right? I'm not going to necessarily look at the pairing and say that the list I'm talking about fits perfectly into your list pair to cover everything. I'm talking about if presented with problem A, you solve with answer B. In this episode, however, there's a pairing that I'm going to talk about both lists because I think the same list solves the problem perfectly. And so let me just go over the list real quick. So this player got second place at Adepticon Masters, and he's playing Cryx. So just to go over the list real quick, first list, and these were some interesting lists. So this one may not be as broadly applicable, but it will give you a good sense of some solutions. So his first list was Deneghra3. She had a Deathripper, 2 Leviathans, a Skarlock. She's in Infernal Machines, so that's the Thrall theme. 2 Soul Trappers, Bile Thralls, 2 units Carrion Thralls, 3 units of Mechanithralls, some Brute Thralls in there too, 2 Necrosurgeons. And then the other list is the Witch Coven with a Corruptor, Deathripper, Seether, Agrimony, Rengrave, the Hellsinger Phantom, a Machine Wraith, Ragman, full contingent of Blackbanes, and then 3 min units of Revenant crew with full riflemen. So, and this is sort of abnormal, and one thing, real quick, I'm not going to talk too much about this, but this illustrates a little bit of a point, that just because you're hearing about a certain type of list that is like no longer really considered viable, these lists are not archetypical. Sorry, they're not archetypical. I don't know how to say that. They're not what Cryx, like the discussion on Cryx right now is sort of surrounding the 9 Slayer list, and Deneghra2, Deneghra Satixis, some of the new pirate stuff. And this list is sort of, these lists rather, are a callback to stuff that we were seeing previously, but I do not think that that means they're bad. I mean, this player got second place after all. So, what list do I think plays incredibly well into this? And this one's, for me, a bit of an, not quite an oldie, but now something I haven't, it's getting close to about a year since I've really been playing a lot of it. Well, 9 months. And that is hashtag Kruger Hill, which is my name for it, but Kruger 1 Devourer's Host list. I would play it with virtually no changes from what I originally did. There may be one I'll talk about toward the end of this thing, going through the list. But it's Kruger 1 in Devourer's Host. Your battle group is just Getorix and a Gorax. Then you have 2 full units of Tharn Ravagers with Chieftains. You have 2 Tharn Ravager Shamans, 1 Tharn Ravager Whitemane, 2 units of Tharn Bloodweavers, and 2 Bloodweaver Night Witches. And then you round it out with the Death Wolves, and you load them down with all of your corpses. The one change that I would entertain would be dropping that Tharn Ravager Whitemane for what is it called? Spirit Cauldron and Boilmaster. Boilmaster and Spirit Cauldron, however you say that. The thing that puts corpses out there. Because there's so many things in the list that like to have the corpses. I'd have to test a little bit, make sure that I can actually play that safely and there's the right threshold, and that losing the 1 mat isn't going to be like a break point for the list. Sometimes there's a certain threshold of models you need to make a certain thing work. And in this case, so why is that list strong? Well, for starters, both of these lists are chock full of infantry, just completely full of infantry. and you need to be able to kill a lot of bodies. The Mechanithrall list especially is designed around that premise. Ghost Raiders are, Revenant Crew, one of the things that you really want to ensure that you're bringing along is the ability to either wipe out entire units very rapidly or RFP. And the Bloodweavers have RFP. Kruger himself has lots of ways of killing infantry. His feet kills infantry, lightning tendrils kills infantry. The infantry in this list kill infantry extremely well. You want to have access to magical weapons. Bloodweavers and the Bloodweaver solo have magical weapons. The Tharn Shaman has a magical weapon, and he has the ability to give units magical weapons. So that's very important. You want to be resilient against shooting. In the case of the Revenant Crew list, you now have defense 16 Ravagers. You have defense 17 Stealth Bloodweavers. The Death Wolves have Prowl and are again Def 14 base, so they go up to 17 with Gale Winds. You're not going to have any issues. I don't think you get any clouds out of either of these lists, but it's one of the bonuses of the list because of Gale Winds. Nothing here is particularly difficult to kill, like in their battle groups either. You're talking 12-18s and Leviathans, 14-14 from the Arc Nodes. Seether's a 12-17, I think. Again, nothing to 13-17 for the Corruptor. Nothing to be too concerned with there, basically. The Blackbanes can make more models, but again, as you RFP Blackbanes, or if you can kill Blackbane, which you probably can with spot removal, you're gonna have a good time. So in all honesty, like if I was still playing that list and I saw this pair, I probably could not windmill slam that down on the table enough. Ravagers are resilient. They have an overtake mini feat, which means they, and like at mat 7-8, I have legitimately killed an entire unit of Mechanithralls with like one Ravager. You can kill similar numbers of Revenant Pirates, Ghost Pirates, like I said, the Ravagers, or either unit will do enough work into Jacks. Getorix will certainly kill Jack. The one thing you want to be doing is making sure that the whole time you are absolutely keeping Kruger safe, because Deneghra has Scourge, so you want to make sure that he can't just clip something else and knock you down and then get a bunch of attacks on you. Although, depending on your positioning, if you actually happen to be able to be behind a wall against the Deneghra list, and let's for a second say he can't cast Mortality, but probably be able to. But yeah, if you're by a wall and get knocked down, you cast both of your defense buffs, you're actually still 5, 9. You're still defense 14 against shooting. So, like, that's not really where Deneghra wants to be. So, you might still be okay there. But certainly try to target the Arc Node, try to make her positioning within 8 inches of you very difficult. And don't put something next to you that's easily targeted, like keep the Gorax away. Yeah, no shifting skills in this one. So, most of that. And just... Oh, pardon. And just make sure you keep your distance from the rest of the list. Against the Coven, honestly, the thing there is the big one for them is the feet. And mostly you can just kind of slowly play into it, and you should be okay. They're just not going to be able to kill enough models to do enough work. You can definitely Vanguard with a few Ravagers. You'll be okay. And like I said, everything in your list is designed that if you see a pairing like this, you should just be giddy with joy at how easy your opponent has decided to make this for you. So, anyways, I don't even really have. I thought I would have a little more to talk about, but as far as the perfect drop goes, Kruger won. Hashtag Kruger Hill. Thank you to Colin Hill for that list way back in the day. It's a fun list to play. It actually does have game into some other things, and if you see something like this, or you know you're expecting to see something like this, that's going to be a fantastic tool for you to bring to bear. As always, thanks for watching. If you like what you hear, subscribe, like the video, share it on social media. If you have any questions, hit me up on... you should try to post the show on the Facebook group. There's a link below for that. The lists I talked about are the opponents lists I talked about are linked in here. The Discord is linked in here as well. So feel free to continue the conversation on any of those platforms, and we'll see you next time.